Well, GB3 returns. Hello everyone. After the Freddy Slater last to first masterclass of Spa, we welcome you to Budapest, lovely Budapest, and a transformed Budapest for you as well. We've already had a Freca race around this circuit, and now it is time for a GB3 race. And as we prepare for that now, it is time to hand over to tell you a little bit about this GB3 circuit. Let's head over to GB3 themselves as they talk you through a lap around this place.
Turn number 1. This will be the main overtaking opportunity in the races. The second DRS zone is down towards turn number 2. Again, the top left-hand corner, you can see that open. This turn 2 is an overtaking opportunity in the race, both on the inside and the outside. It's very steeply downhill through here, and we continue to head downhill flat out through turn number 3. This is now the lowest point on the circuit as we head uphill towards the very fast, very committed turn number 4. A short apex just down 1 gear through here. Watch out for track limits on the exit, and immediately left to open up the long radius turn number 5. The new gravel trap on the left can easily drag you off the track, but Keanu manages that well into the very technical middle sector now for 6 the right-hander, 7 the left-hander. Important to get on those curves, but not too much so that it unsettles the car. Turn number 8 is the left, and then turn 9 is the right-hander. Very important to be precise with both the steering and the throttle through that section. Completely flat out through turn 10, and then the right-hander of 11 is just a breathe on the throttle, fully committed through there and well measured. Down towards the final real overtaking opportunity on the circuit, turn 12, a 90-degree right-hander, again, a gravel trap on the exit, just luring you off the circuit. Drops a wheel there, the right-hander into gravel trap on the exit. 13. 2 long radius hairpins finish the lap. That was 13. Next up, turn 14. That line across the circuit there is the DRS detection zone. And that rounds out our lap 14 turns of this Hungaroring circuit for the drivers to deal with.
An amazing track here at the Hungaroring, really iconic in its 39th year now since it started in 1986. And it might look a little bit different on our coverage today. That's because this place, after last year's F1 race, was completely flattened. And I mean, like, we've seen pictures, other than what you can make out as being a bit of the old start-finish straight, this whole thing was flattened. They put in a whole new grandstand across the opposite way from the garages. So you've got 40 new garages. Expanded, bigger, so it's great for all the racing we have here. 10,000 seats now undercover in the main stand. That main stand was a little bit rickety last year, as we remember. We got a bridge has been dismantled over the start-finish straight that Piers had to run across last year to get to the commentary box. He doesn't need to do that anymore because there's 2 tunnels under the track. I mean, your commentary box is right there, but don't tell everyone that. He has to, now you can run under the track if you want to. And already I've seen the fans having a great time. And this has all been done, I guess, for fan experience, really, because it was a little bit outdated.
Great to see so much investment going into the circuit. Of course, partly for Formula 1, but we get to make use of it here. And the pit building's been massively upgraded. We've got proper facilities for everything. And it's great to see that circuits we're going to in GB3 are getting upgraded, and this will be the drivers of the future, potentially even in Formula 1. So I'll get to experience these circuits, both the facilities and on track, and then hopefully aspirations of glory in the future for them.
Yeah, great stuff there. We've been in the cool-down room, which you will see the F1 drivers in a little bit later this summer. So if anything's going to inspire you as a GB3 driver to make it to F1, it's going to be seeing the kind of things that the F1 drivers experience. And I think they're going to have a fantastic weekend here. Also, more toilets than you can shake a stick at here, which is obviously great for fan experience. Let's move on. Abby Pulling is going to start 8th on the grid today. She's been getting a lot of attention recently. Obviously, the reigning F1 Academy champion. There's a lot of young females I've seen getting autographs and chatting to Abby. She's inspired so many people. Starting 8th on the grid, good place for her to start because the last few results have not been fantastic for Abby Pulling. Best result was the first race of the season.
Yeah, she started the season very strongly, actually, well inside the top 6 positions, and pace was there or thereabouts. I mean, I spoke to her in a minute, I don't want to give it all away, but she's had a bit of a struggles in the mid-season, a few things with the car that they've sorted out, and also a few things that she's working on as well. But great to see her back sort of well inside the top 10 this weekend.
And she's been documenting it as well on her YouTube channel, pulling back the curtains, and Piers caught up with her earlier to see how she's feeling ahead of 3 races here in Hungary.
Abby, we've made it to sunnier climes here in Hungary, but let's look back at the season so far. I think you started the season really strong.
The season was a really strong debut, to be honest. I'm really happy with how the year started at Silverstone. I think qualifying P4 and 6, and that was with no DRS, so yeah, a bit frustrating, but I think really showed the potential there. But since then, had a few tough rounds. Ever since the contact made in race 3, I've been carrying a bit of a technical issue, so from then onwards, it's been a bit of an upwards hill. But yeah, this weekend it's kind of a reset. Everything's all in order, and yeah, I feel like it's the start of the season again. I can show my potential.
Well, we've still got a fair amount to go, over half the season remaining, and we've seen you had a good pace. But it must be cool to have two really good teammates on Rodin all pushing you along as well. Yeah,
we're all pushing each other, and we're all good in one area, and then one of us struggles in the other. So we're all pushing each other on the data, and it's. Yeah, I mean, the team are so supportive, Rodin Cars as well, being an ambassador for them. I can't thank them. Sorry, I had a fly. I can't thank them enough for all the support, and they really want to see me succeed, and I appreciate that so much. There's so much preparation that goes into it, and I do some additional on my own back with various other people as well, on the mental side and on the simulator as well, and I'm just looking forward to the season ahead now after we've got rid of some of the technical issues.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a lot of support. You've mentioned Rodin already, both the team behind you, but also Rodin Cars, and also that support you got from winning the F1 Academy last year as well.
Yeah, last year was such a dream of a season, and yeah, the support from F1 Academy, Susie, is really strong, and they really, again, another group of people that really believe in me, and I'm so lucky to have all these people that are like, we know you can do it, just go out there and show them what you can do. And I've not, I think, shown my full potential at times this year. Like I said, some things out of my control have happened, but I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season, and I really want to show that I could just be a fast racing driver. It doesn't matter gender and all that. I just want to be here to race and to show that I can compete at the front, and yeah, with Rodin Motorsport, I firmly believe that we can achieve that.
We look forward to seeing that, and you've been capitalising also on the support and attention you've got. Well, starting a new YouTube vlog channel. Tell me the name of it again.
Pulling Back the Curtain. That was me, and I've got a little team now that help me on my social media side, and they kind of come up with it, and I was like, that's incredible, that's a really cool name. And yeah, I mean, it's just a nice way to engage the fans, like behind the scenes. I feel like our race weekends are quite hectic, and they don't get to see every little aspect. They just see what we're doing on track, and it's like, no, there's quite a bit going on around the track. So showing a bit of that day-to-day life when I can, and yeah, so much support. Also my merchandise off the back of that, and just the fans are like going mental. Obviously the Netflix thing has just made it so big, and I'm just
living the life.
Yeah, living the life, saying thanks, and I'm just amazed that so many people want to see what I'm doing here and there.
It's really good that you're showing both the glamorous and not so glamorous sides of motorsport, because it's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. But glad to see you in good spirits here this weekend in Hungary, and we'll look to see what you can really do the second half of this year.
No, thank you very much.
Abby Pulling chatting with Piers Pryor there. Watch out for her starting 8th in the Rodin Motorsport car with the pink details on there. Very easy to spot her. The sun is still beating down here in Hungary as it approaches 5:10 local time. It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be a thrilling race. It's the first of 3 here in the GB3 Championship at the Hungaroring. So for the first time this weekend, let's go racing.
Couldn't agree more, Mr. Piers Pryor. Let's go racing indeed. This is going to be quite fascinating to see how it is all going to play out here in the GB3 Championship. Really looking forward to this, as they will make their way onto the circuit very, very shortly, onto the formation lap. This is going to be quite a lot of fun. So many talented drivers. You have Alex Ninovich leading the championship, and then Pat Husenroder in second, and Deegan Fairclough is the driver in third position. It is so fascinating, this GB3 season so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it can also deliver throughout as well. And well, let's take a look then around our circuit here at Budapest. This is hosting race 10, 11 and 12 of the season, and it's doing quite a good job of it, I think it is fair to say, as we take a look at this incredible place, which has already delivered some close qualifying sessions and an interesting qualifying session. It's a circuit that opened in 1986. It has the fastest lap record by Louis Sharp last year, the reigning champion, and he set a 1 minute 39.584. So it was a great job and brilliantly executed by him as well, as It is some venue. It is a technical circuit. Some describe it as Monaco without the barriers. Good thing we don't have the barriers, because I'm sure there will be lots of drivers attempting moves and they don't want to end up in barriers by the end of today. I think it is fair to say. You have 2 DRS zones. A reminder to you, if you're joining us in GB3 for the first time, there is 2 DRS zones. And I'm having quite a lot of fun, because straight after this I've got British F4 to get to. So here's a quick message to you guys that will be off air very shortly, once the race concludes, and that's what will be taking place. Now, let's quickly go down to Lewis McGlade, see if there's any updates.
I'll be your lead commentator on this, and alongside me we have former GB3 race winner and winner already this weekend, Tom Leben. Tom,
Okay, no, they're already on the formation lap, so I was like, are we delayed? There's no one on the grid. That's what they were looking at. There's no one on the grid. Well, here we go then, everybody. We're about to go GB3 racing. That is like the most quickest thing I've ever seen. They were very late going to that. But you know, we're about to go racing right now. And it is going to be Keanu Al-Zahari leading us away, Gianmarco Pradell in second, and Alex Ninovic in third position. Will McIntyre's in fourth. Deegan Fairclough will be in fifth. And I'm happy about this because the race is starting early. Earlier than what we thought originally. So I'm really, really happy about this, actually. That we're able to get going sooner. But I've never understood why we have all of these, why the race can just start earlier, even earlier than what the timing of it is. Luckily it doesn't catch us out. It is time to put the green flag in the bag. GB3 is about to go racing for 25 minutes of racing. All lights are on. They go out and we go racing in the GB3 Championship with a great launch of the line from Pradell. He's going to be clear of Keanu Al-Zahari down towards the first corner. We're also going to get Will McIntyre taking second place if he can stay ahead of Alex Ninovic. Down to turn 1 we go. Can Al-Zahari maintain that third position? Can they all make their way through? 16 GB3 cars pushing on down towards turn number 2, and it is going to be Pradell in the lead. Then it is Will McIntyre. Al-Zahari hasn't given up on trying to take P3. He's still going the long way round in the Alpine livery, but he's going to have to settle for 4th position. They make their way through turn number 3, and we climb up the hill towards turn number 4 with Pradell, P1. Great start from Pradell, not the start that Al-Zahari wanted. He's dropped down a couple of positions as they make their way through and they fight their way through. We've got 2 cars off the road in the background there as they rotate their way by, and it is going to be really, really interesting to see how they all handle this race, how they all use the DRS to their advantage as they try and make some overtakes. Absolutely fascinating start though to the contest. This is exactly what we wanted to see as they all race their way by. They're all racing their way by with a very interesting start. So Pradell got the getaway. He was well clear of Al-Zahari off the line. It wasn't even a contest. I finished my opening line of the race and literally it was immediately a change of lead. What an extraordinary moment that was. And it's always great. It's always great to see everything changing around at the same time as they race their way by at the moment. Really fascinating start. Just reviewing some messages in case I was getting anything, because as I mentioned I do have to be over to British F4 after this one, but as the race has started early, no problem at all. We'll be done definitely by the time this one, with the way this one's going, so we should be all okay. That's Reza Siworthan in the number 10 trying to make a move, and he's going to have a good opportunity to get past, he's going to have a huge opportunity, if I can get my words out, to get past Kai Darianani, and around the outside goes Reza Siworthan. He's wheel to wheel, and that's nearly contact. Siworthan gets the long way round, but he nearly was tagged by Kai Darianani there, and that was so close to making contact, and now Abby Pulling's got a chance. Into turn 4, does Pulling go around the outside? No. That was never going to be a move, and now Abby Pulling's under pressure. Pulling's under pressure. Around the outside there is Lucas Flusha. Looking left, looking right. Can he get the inside line? Up against Pulling. The two who are battling in the Netherlands. Doing battle here once again. And it's Pradell, P1. And here's the battling. Here's the contact between Siworthan and Kai Darianani. Really got aggressive there, didn't it? As they try and pull away at the moment there. So Pradell's gone up a place. McIntyre has gone up 2. Ninovic still in 3rd. Al-Zahari's lost 3. Husenroder up 1. And then Lyle is up 1, Fairclough's lost 2, and then it's Worthington up 3, Diranani up 1, Pudding's lost 2, Flusha has gone up 2, Yuanpu Sway is still in 12th, and then Jackass, Sherwood, Schwarzer, and Busterman to complete our order. As I mentioned, only 16 cars in this race. There's DRS for Alex Ninovich. There's a possible dive bomb by Alex Ninovich, thinking about it, and nearly being hit by Keanu Al-Zahari, who was waiting to get on the brakes, and nearly got on the brakes, hitting his rival. Fascinating stuff then, as we throw it down to turn 2 on this circuit. GB3 always delivering the great action. Let's take a look at a replay. Huge lock up there by Schwarzer, and damage. Damage there for Hugo Schwarzer as well. The timing board, I'm going to say, it looks so weird just not having, just seeing it all the way, literally about half the screen length at 16 drivers. It's quite something. But of course, they're using the same ones that Freka and all of the other series have had, and those have like major, like so many amount of drivers. Like for example, this is nearly half of what we had in Freka. We just have 16, so we're 1 away from it being half. But to be fair, with Shaw's are most likely retiring in a second, it will become half the amount of cars of what Freka started with. But I think here's the thing. Loads of the drivers from GB3 are off doing Freka. Loads of them are... We've got Nikita Johnson doing Formula 3. You've got so many different drivers in different places, and no one's being able to find replacements and cover. It's becoming so expensive. And with it also not being in the UK... There's definitely some questions to ask. Now, I'm gonna say it again. As much as it's easier for me, and as much as this has made my life easy, they cannot be starting races before scheduled. I don't know why they start races before they are scheduled, but it nearly caught me out in Zandvoort, where I was like, oh, we've got more than enough time. Then I went on, and they were about to start, so I had to quickly go on air. I don't know why the races start before they're scheduled to in GB3. I've no clue why they do it, but it's like they just wanna... Okay, if everything's finished before it, let's just get racing as soon as possible. Which, you know, it shouldn't be that way. You schedule it at a certain time. The fans want to see it. And the fans need to be able to see. You cannot be starting races so early. It's like, it doesn't work like that. So, I have to really disagree with the way they do that. Don't agree with it one bit. Like, had I just decided, oh yeah, I'm just gonna chill and watch the F1 qualifying ending, I would have been late to this, and probably we would have went on air. We would have made it due to the timing, but I would have literally then seen cars lined up on the grid, and my first few lines would be, hello everyone, welcome back to GB3. It is the next round of the season. It is time to go racing. 5 lights on. It would be like that. Oh, off the road we go with Flynn Jacques off into the gravel trap, and that will surely bring out the safety car. There we go, safety car deployed. It's great to have a driver tracker as well for this. Flynn Jacques is out. He's out of the race. Oh! Has the fire extinguisher gone off? I think that's the fire extinguisher that's gone off for him in the car, so he's come to a halt and beached it into the gravel. Poor Jacques getting a face full. Well, fire extinguisher, we believe. That just went off. Okay, lap 4, isn't it? Lap 4. 17 minutes critically to go. Which works perfect, because this race then will be over at 37 past. I need to be over at 55 past. Which, you know, still, this race started early, and it's still cutting it close. In terms of, no, it won't be as close as I thought it would be. If this got delayed, then it would be close. But no, what I mean by close is, it's like, you know, still reasonably just over 10 minutes is between broadcasts. It's still like, you know, quite not a lot of time, is it? It's not like you can chill and that is GB3 done, perfect. No, still our full attention has to go to the British F4. So I will be going straight off after the checkered flag. But yeah, basically what happened to Mick Schumacher, happening to Flynn Jacques. Mick Schumacher in Austria. I think it was the second weekend in 2020 where that happened. The Styrian Grand Prix, or it might have been the opening round. One of the 2 races that year in Austria. It happened. Whereas 5 extinguisher went off, and he had to come into the pit lane that day. No pit lane available for Jack Hayes at that part of the circuit. It was just beating it straight into the gravel trap for him. But to be fair, if you just get the fire extinguisher going off through the chicane, a face full of it, to be fair, I'd probably not be able to see, just like him, and I'd probably just get off the loud pedal, just see whether, and then, you know, just, you aren't in control, you're still controlling, you still have the wheel, and then you just let it go straight, and then it goes into gravel and beaches. But I think that is probably the best way it happened. You don't want it at like a fast part of the circuit. Don't think we've ever had like a grid like this in GB3 where it's been like, wow, we are really missing people. Like, we're really missing. I don't think I've ever like seen it this much in a series where you're like, it kind of reminds you of league racing where like you just don't have people to fill the seats. Like in league racing, you get people in specific tiers and people in specific seats, but if no one turns up and there's no reserves, you will race with 11 people, you will race with 12 people. That's what it looks like, but you don't expect anything like this in real life. Because you would think like a championship like this, we would fill the grid. There'd be people begging to get given a chance. But I mean, we've got seats open that literally, if anyone has a racing license, just get yourself in. Be like, hello, please, I'll drive for free. Oh, it's not what we want. Like, for example, I don't even think Hill Speed are here. All of their drivers are doing Freca, I know that, but they've not been able to find even one replacement for any of them. I think they just give up. Where it's like, okay, we're not even racing in the UK, so what's the point for this specific round? Freddie Slater, though, I know he wanted to do both. Freddie Slater wanted to do both the GB3 and Freca on the same weekend. But Mr. Freddie Slater, I think that's a little bit unreasonable. Don't think you can do both, sir. Yeah. I mean, no. To be fair, it's unreasonable for most people. I think he'd be fine doing it. He wouldn't care. He'd love life. He'd be able to do it perfectly. That's just how talented he is. But, you know, it's probably not the best idea, I think, for Slater to be doing that. Just focus on the Formula region. Let everyone have a bit of fun this weekend in GB3. There's already less people in here. Let's just have a bit of fun. But yeah, great opportunity then. Great opportunity. We mentioned about a lot of other things. A great opportunity for the drivers who are here to try to step forward and to try go for it. It's a great opportunity for all of them to take their chance and step forward and perform. Score the critical points in the championship and do their absolute best. Out of the final corner we go. A reminder that the top 20 score in race 1 and race 2. We've only got 16 drivers, so if you finish, you are going to score. That's the type of weekend that you want to look at this as. We're racing once again. Down towards the first corner. Deegan Fairclough defending in the background. Al Zahari trying to take third position away from Ninovic, and that's a late lunge to get him there. Al Zahari gets past. Ninovic will try fight back on the way out of the corner. Fairclough was under pressure there from Seaworthen as Al Zahari's having to defend. And Ninovic can't get by. He places the car on the outside line. He settles back in behind. That's brave stuff around the outside there. Kai Darianani versus Seaworthen once again. And now you've got Abby Pulling trying to get in there. That will surely be Abby Pulling forced out wide, and it is. So Pulling forced out wide as she was trying to make a move. And she has to settle in behind. Dramatic stuff there, as they were racing their way by. But it's Pradell, then it's McIntyre, then it's Al Zahari, as we fight our way through. Ninovic drops down to P4 on that restart, so Al Zahari coming alive after that terrible race start that he had. That's his aim at least, as they race their way through around this circuit, down towards the next few corners. Into the braking zone we go. So, Ninovic will try his absolute best to stick with Al Zahari to retake that position very shortly. We'll make our way around the final few corners. And we'll see what sort of opportunity is there for the field, as they all try and make some overtakes. Well, it's the next lap. They're still battling for third though. Ninovic placing the car on the outside, hoping to get better traction of the corner, hoping to get the cut back. He's neck and neck with the Alpine Junior. Al-Zahari trying his best to defend. Around the outside goes Ninovic. Locks up into turn 2. And Al-Zahari will hang on to it as the DRS gets enabled there. But now, can Ninovic try to do something special into turn 4? He's still close to the back of Al-Zahari, but he can't do it. And these two are now losing touch to the top 2 ahead due to the time they're losing. McIntyre is trying to chase down Pradell. What an absolutely extraordinary race this is turning into. It's been dramatic from the start. You've always had that thing about it, that where are you going to see the battles, where are you going to see the overtakes. We've got 10 minutes of racing to go. Don't know if they'll complete all the laps that we assigned them. But as long as we get 25 minutes, that's what we're supposed to get. As long as we get our fair share of racing, I'm fine. That's the most important thing. That we get the good racing. And then we get the quality racing as well. So, through turn 13 we go. On this circuit. As they try and race their way by at the moment. Getting very aggressive, isn't it? Between some of these drivers. Down the straight we go once again. Who is going to be able to make a move? Who's going to be able to provide a move into the braking zone? Al-Zahari trying to stay close with Will McIntyre, who's losing touch to our race leader, Gianmarco Pradell. Our winners this year have been Slater, McIntyre, Hunsenroder, Ninovic, Schwarzer, Ninovic, Lee and Slater. The driver not mentioned in that list is our current race leader, Gianmarco Pradell. The driver in second place, Will McIntyre, was a winner, of course, of the final race of the Silverstone weekend. I mentioned his name in that. Keanu Al-Zahari hasn't been a winner this season either. He has some great pace, as he was talking about in the pre-show. And he's now trying to utilize some of that pace. Is Keanu Al-Zahari as they race their way by. It's going to be quite fascinating indeed. Bringing it down towards the next corner. Al-Zahari making his way through. As they fight their way by. Replay time. Will McIntyre all out of shape. Sliding all over the place. Getting on the power and continuing back on. Al-Zahari trying to get closer to second place. Does anyone pull out and make a dive bomb into turn 1? Doesn't look like at this stage. Wow, it's turning into one of those races, isn't it? Where we just don't know what's going to happen. Quite interesting, to be fair. Around Budapest, where overtaking can be tricky, but I think these drivers are doing quite well in terms of managing the defense, managing the attack, and managing their tires so they know when to go on said attack. That's an important thing, that's a vital thing for these drivers to consider, and I think they're considering it very well. The GB3 car as well, may I just add. Quicker than the Frecker old car. So that's a good thing around the circuit. Of course, it's the first time we've properly got them on the same weekend, GB3 and Frecker. Which it would have been fun, in all honesty, just to have GB3 and Frecker this weekend. Like, just to have those series on. And nothing else. But no. But yeah, I think this is also another reminder. We've got so much racing on the British Grand Prix weekend. Considering F1, F2... F3 do their calendars first, I would probably say that's the best idea that GB3 and all of these series avoid clashes with like big events. Doesn't do their series any well in terms of viewership or fans or any of that as well. So it's not the most helpful, I think. Overall, I think it is fair to say. Al-Zahari thinking about second place. Has a look up the inside of Will McIntyre, but cannot get there. He was getting close with the rear wing open, but it won't be close enough. Into the braking zone we go. Through turn 3. Down towards turn 4. Al-Zahari with the fastest lap of the race. The driver running in 3rd place. And I'm not surprised that he set the fastest lap because, well, when you're able to push so hard, not surprising at all. Because he's basically glued. He's pushing McIntyre through this middle sector. It's unbelievable what Keanu Al-Zahari is managing at the moment as he navigates and sends his way past the final few corners of this lap. And we will tick on to another lap. And Al-Zahari will have another chance to attack as Hugo Schwarzer. The only thing he can do now is look on and watch. A very big disappointment for him as they race their way by at the moment. Okay, good opportunity this time for Al-Zahari. He's much more closer this time around. Will McIntyre parks it in the middle of the road. Al-Zahari once again tries to send it up the inside. There won't be anything through turn 1. Into turn 2, I think it might be a little bit too far back for a dive bomb, but possibly a move around the outside. Let's see. He's going to think about the dive bomb on the apex, but he won't be able to get there. And McIntyre maintains 2nd. And now you've got Alex Ninovic back into play. So Al-Zahari, while he's trying to attack, he also now has to defend. And now Al-Zahari is darting absolutely everywhere. Doesn't know which way to go into turn 4. Because there is no way to go at turn 4. And you have to stay in the wheel tracks through that part of the circuit. And then the whole lap. And then finally a chance opens into turn number 1. Action pack from start to finish this race. Delivering all the goods, isn't it? GB3 in Budapest. Around this beautiful city. We go through. Pradell's got a 1.8 second gap by the time they go through the next timing line to complete the 2nd sector, and then we head and sprint into the 3rd sector. McIntyre is going to have to really defend down towards turn 1. On the evidence of what we've seen so far, there will be serious pressure in a few moments' time. Can he live up to the serious pressure and defend it and throw it out of the window? Let's find out. Here we go. McIntyre knows he has to defend. Which way does Al-Zahari go? Once again sells the dummy. This time he's further alongside, just about. And this time around McIntyre is out wide. And Al-Zahari will have a chance. Here we go. Down towards turn 2. Al-Zahari round the outside. Into the braking zone. He might be out wide. It might open the door for Ninovic. The Rodin Motorsport driver trying to get the power down. He won't be able to get there. And these 3 drivers are still in the same order that they made their way onto this lap, and it is McIntyre in 2nd, Al-Zahari in 3rd, Ninovic in 4th. What a battle for the final spots on the podium. We know our winner. Who's going to get 2nd, 3rd and 4th? Well, I mean, you know, Pradell, he's not, I wouldn't say he's safe. He's 2.3 seconds ahead. But these guys battling, is literally making him more safe as Al-Zahari tips a tyre into the gravel. That is how much they're pushing. And now McIntyre runs out wide. It brings Al-Zahari and Ninovic back into play. Surge pressure on Google. The answer that you get is Will McIntyre. That is how much he's having to defend at the moment. Oh, off the road we go in the background there. That's Noah Lal who's dropped behind. And that is going to be Fairclough moving up. Fairclough going through. He's not the only one. You've got another contender going by as well. That is Seaworthen. So Seaworthen gets by. So it's Fairclough, then Seaworthen. Lyle drops 2 positions. Great racing across the field. Out of the final corner. Here we go then. The call down towards turn 1 once again. Al-Zahari won't get close enough. He's running out of time. He's running out of laps. He has to get on with this. But now, can Seaworthen put the pressure on Deegan Fairclough, who defends on the inside. Seaworthen tries to get the power down and the cutback. Can he make this a battle towards turn 2? Let's find out, because the rear wing goes open. And it's going to be to the outside line for Seaworthen. Can he rotate his way by? Fairclough defends that one perfectly. He defends that one well. What the circuit does allow everyone to do is defend well, but also attack well. So you get some great battling if the field is close and if they can follow closely. This circuit delivering the goods, isn't it? In the GB3 Championship. I'm excited for the Formula 3 new car to arrive to this place. And for all of the chaotic racing we're going to get there. Here we go. About to go to the end of this race. 50 seconds remaining. We've only got a little bit in this race remaining. I think we are going to be able to. I think we're going to be fine with laps. This is the penultimate lap. I think next lap will be the final lap. So the lap we're going to go on to will be the final lap, meaning it's the last opportunity for Al Zahari to make this move. McIntyre will do the best he can to defend this. Here we go. This is going to be vital. This is going to be critical. Round the last turn we go. We're on to the last lap in GB3. Can Keanu Al Zahari, with DRS wide open, can he make the move down towards the first corner? He's getting closer and closer. He knows he has to get by, but he can't dive bomb into turn 1. Instead, he tries to set it up to get the better traction out of turn 1 and attack towards turn 2, but I don't know if that will be the case. McIntyre has an advantage that is enough to maintain second place, and it is going to be Ninovic hoping that there is some drama. Al Zahari will be hoping there's a chance to get by, but it will have to be inventive. It will have to be something that we never usually see around this place, and a move in the second sector. Meanwhile, our race winner knows nothing about that. He's like, fight amongst yourselves. I'm on my way to my first victory of the season. A great moment this will be for Pradell. As I mentioned, he's on his way to win for the first time this season. He has seen his Road in Motorsports teammates get themselves to the top step on at times. It's about to finally become his victory. It's going to be his drive to the checker flag in a few moments. Pradell bringing it through the large few corners. Well, he got the extraordinary start off the line, and he has dominated ever since. He will come and arrive to the last turn on the last lap, and he will get to the checkered flag as the race winner. For the first time this season, Gianmarco Pradell wins, and he's got a gap of over 3 seconds to Will McIntyre and Keanu Al Zahari and Alex Ninovic. Those three put on a show at the end, and then we're going to have Hoynes and Roda, Fairclough, Seaworthen, Lyle, Darianani, Flusha, Pulling, Yuan Pusue, Jack Sherwood, Bianca Bustamante, Hugo Schwarzer, and the final driver across the line is going to be Jack Sherwood. Extraordinary stuff. What a brilliant race that was. Well, as I mentioned, it's a quick affair. We've taken the checkered flag, and that is it for us. GB3 is done for race 1. Guess what? Double the action tomorrow. Race 2 will be recorded, so you'll get that a few hours later, and race 3 will be live as per normal. We'll see you then. Goodbye.